Hello, everybody. My name is Rex.
I'm Rellish.
I'm the Great Gatsby.
My name's Snowman.
I'm Eagle858.
Welcome back to the Rex and Rellish channel. As you can see, we have some special guests here. We're going to be talking about Civ 7. The trailer dropped yesterday, technically now, since it's 12:30. And yes, I was that kid at the slumber party. Thank you. So we're gonna watch this a little bit and talk about it as we go. So we'll be flipping our screens here back and forth every once in a while. So without further ado, let's get watching.
Let's get cooking.
It's about 25 minutes of reveal. So
I watched it earlier.
I know it's not Sean Bean, and I'm depressed.
Throughout our history, ordinary people have done extraordinary things.
I don't know who this person is.
Illuminating our
Offhand,
potential.
I don't either.
They even said her name at the end of this thing, and I don't know
They
who it is.
inspired movements, created the impossible, and destroyed the indestructible. Ordinary people chose to change the world, chose to dream, to build, to hope, to always hope. And if there's hope for one of us, there's hope
You know
for
who
us
she
all.
is?
Yep.
Now it's your turn
What's
to
she from?
reimagine civilization
Wednesday. Headmaster.
Oh, shit!
and build something you
I
believe in.
can't hear her.
Sorry, we'll pause. So, she's actually the headmaster from Wednesday. And I know she's in Game of Thrones too. I don't know
Oh.
what her character is.
See, I've watched neither of those shows, so that would explain that.
Alright, let me see. She's
Neither have
the-
I, so it's all
Oh,
good.
she's in one of the newer Star Wars movies. The Hunger Games.
Oh, she's the stormtrooper from
I-
Star Wars.
Yep.
The gray one?
Yeah, I memory hold all the new Star Wars stuff because it annoys me.
That's honest.
I don't mind her as the narrator, though I think they missed a shot at having Samuel L. Jackson there.
Morgan Freeman.
So here we are in
Yeah.
the motherfucking Civ 7.
Someone built the motherfucking pyramids.
And
Genghis motherfucking Khan.
some people have done some real fucked up shit, but they also built some motherfucking cool shit.
See? Opportunity lost. That's what I say.
Alright. So,
It's gonna be Civ
narrator, honest to God, I like her voice, so it's kind of soothing.
Nah, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not angry about it.
I mean, it's no Sean Bean, but...
It's definitely no Samuel L. Jackson. But
or Morgan
Or they could have
Freeman.
gone with, yeah, Morgan Freeman would have been good. I like his. He's got that baritone. Now that James Earl Jones' voice is kind of gone,
Oh, he would have been perfect.
he's got that gravitas to him.
I've
Neil
seen him.
deGrasse Tyson.
I've seen him in person once. I was in elementary school. We went on a trip to Columbus, Ohio, and he actually read stories to us. It was fantastic.
He got lost and went to Ohio.
I mean, when I was a kid, that's where I lived, unfortunately.
Yeah, I live in Indiana, man. It's I came on purpose though, so that's worse.
Are we ready?
Sure.
Show me what you got.
I haven't seen this yet, so this is all new to me.
I watched the whole thing earlier. I did my homework.
Cheater.
I've seen a small TikTok ad about the game.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Wrong.
Hello, Civ fans. On behalf of all of us here at Firaxis Games, we'd like to welcome you to a first look at the next chapter in our Civilization franchise,
Yes!
Civilization
The
7.
man,
You know, looking back 30 years
the younger
ago,
man.
Civilization was created during a time when we were still learning what games
Best
could really
graphics
be.
ever.
We were searching for that next big challenge, to take
Sid
on,
Meier.
which led us to thinking
It's the guy.
what could be greater than putting the entire history of the world into a video game and make it fun.
Kind of like when they say
3
the
decades
title
later, it's because of your
in the
passion,
movie.
your love for
They
Civ
said the thing.
that we're still here today.
It's the guy.
In every game
Except
of
he's
Civ,
the thing.
You've gone on a journey
He's the
to build
thing.
an empire to stand the test of time. And now the journey continues. Prepare to take just one more turn on February 11th, 2025, when we launch Civilization 7
They said the
across
thing.
PC and consoles, all on day one, for the first time in franchise history.
Oh shit!
This is by far the biggest, the most ambitious game we've ever made.
This
at
looks
Firaxis.
fucking beautiful.
It
Yes.
represents
Did
a
he hint
significant
this might be
gameplay
the last
evolution
Civ game?
for the Civ franchise.
No.
And it's a game we plan to support for many years to come. Today, you'll learn about the vision for the game, the driving force that inspired our biggest new feature. You'll see your Civ world brought to life like never before, and you'll discover why Civilization 7 promises to be a revolutionary new chapter in this franchise that we all love
My
so
computer is
dearly.
already starting to blow up.
Please enjoy.
What do you mean?
Those graphics are intense.
Civilization is the foundation of Firaxis. Whether you've
Sounds
been
good,
playing
Heather.
since the MS-DOS days or have joined us
Thanks,
more
Heather.
recently, we're so grateful for your continued passion and
Thank
support.
you, Heather.
When you walk around our studio, you can feel the energy and excitement. You can see how inspired our people
Look
are
at
to
all the
come in
smiling
and
people.
build the next Civ game.
Civilization is
There's the four
ultimate
people who made the
historical
game.
strategy.
What's up, Ed?
Your goal in Civ is to build an empire to stand the test of time.
I
You
heard
select
that
a
line
civilization, led by a famous historical leader, and guide your Civ's journey across the entire span
cities
of
look
human
huge.
history. You shape your
It looks
empire
so more
piece by
detailed, too.
piece, from what technologies you want to research to what civics you want your society
Is that
to
a train
uphold.
station?
And you compete
Sure
with
was.
others on the world stage, engaging in diplomacy, negotiating alliances, and sometimes
See, I
going
like
to
that
war.
feature right there. They're gonna put the rulers on the same,
In every
in
civilization
the same.
game,
They
your
interact with
empire
each
has
other.
always been
I
represented
like
by a
that.
single civilization. You play through the entire span of history as that one civilization. This time around, we want to take you on a new journey.
For the first time ever, in Civilization 7, the story of your empire isn't just that of a single Civ, but several connected together through time.
What?
At the dawn of each new age of human advancement, you'll select a new Civ to represent your empire.
Yo?
You'll build on, carry forward your previous achievements while unlocking new gameplay bonuses to reinforce or pivot your
Oh, they-
strategy.
So
And
they
by
were
the
aware
end,
about how
you'll have forged
um,
a unique path through history.
what a
To show you what we mean, let's take you through the story of
What?
fuck was that? What was that one game that we kind of found that was like this?
Oh, on Xbox? Hang on.
Yeah.
I have it. Give me a second.
This one's human. Or no. Humankind.
Humankind. That's the one.
Yeah. Humankind did something very similar, to where once you hit a threshold of a certain point. Oh, Eagle, we can't hear you.
This is really interesting here. Yeah, you get to. It's almost like civilization tech trees. It sounds like to me.
This could be.
Kind of.
I mean, this could be the best Civ ever made. I know that's their
Like-
aim and their purpose, but
Like you're not gonna. I couldn't understand if you could just pick anything, but there's gonna be certain civilizations that looks like that you would naturally flow into.
yeah.
You know, if you're Egypt, then you naturally would flow into other African empires as you move through the ages.
Right.
And they all and the individual perks and buffs make sense for you.
Yes.
This next
Right.
chunk is them showing a bunch of stuff. So go ahead,
Alrighty.
do it.
one such empire.
Show it to me, Daddy.
It is the
Camels!
dawn
Want
of
that
a
in the
new
video?
age.
Humps.
The age
Humpy.
of antiquity,
Bigger
where
rivers.
humanity
I mean,
begins
to be fair,
take
you
its
showed
first
great
steps
ass on
into the
stream,
annals
so.
of history.
Yeah, we showed a great
The
ass.
great pharaoh, Hatshepsut, leads the civilization of ancient Egypt.
Yeah, I'm excited about Rivers, Brandon, by the way.
Among
Thank
the
you.
arid
Where some of the
desert
rivers
lands
are
and
actually
the winding
traversable.
river,
Yes.
the
Yeah,
seeds of our
navigable
people
rivers,
are rooted
finally.
in sand and water. To discover
Considering
what treasures and
how important
dangers
rivers
lie
have been to
beyond,
like all of
a brave
humanity
scout
throughout the
begins
ages,
to survey
it's about
and
damn
map
time.
the surrounding lands. As our population grows,
I
a
like
new
this
granary
UI.
is built to store food for hungry mouths. Its location decided, a new district is formed.
Can we
and
pause it here?
construction begins.
Yep.
Yeah, just they don't. This isn't a spoiler for later on, but it's something I read. So they took away the districts, and now it looks like, from what the guy said in his article, there's going to be just two kinds of districts. There's going to be urban and rural, which this is obviously an urban one, and they're going to show a rural one here, but they don't explain what they are in this. And it sounds like you can put an urban next to an urban and a rural next to a rural. He's like, it works out pretty good, except you kind of get a little hodgepodgey because, you know, you have to stick them as the city grows. They kind of blend together a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, so they took away like the science district and the port district and all that kind of stuff, and they just said, okay, here. And then the cities district, the urban districts get buildings, and then the rural ones get buildings. So they kind of streamline that at the top end. I like that, but they don't explain that in this video, so I figured I'd throw it in here now.
Gotcha.
That sounds cool.
Interesting note.
With more food available, our people look to make improvements to the land. An ancient fruit ripe for cultivating is spotted. Dates will provide more sustenance for our citizens, and their sweetness will make the people happy.
Yeah.
A plantation
Yeah, but what if
is
the lady is
constructed
not
to
sweet?
harvest
Oh
this
wait, wrong
valuable
date. Sorry.
resource.
Pour some
Over time,
sugar on me.
Our city continues to grow as more urban and rural developments spring forth. We pursue advancements in technology to serve
Holy
the
shit!
needs
I don't
of
know
our
how
people.
long. I don't know how long they went here, but is it just me, or is the borders of your city bigger?
This looks like it's over a period of time and it's pretty zoomed in. I don't think it's growing any faster than.
No, I'm saying like you get more hexagons now in this game.
No, at the very least right now it's about the same. About a three hex fucking
Wait,
out.
does that say 4 or
Yeah.
14?
14.
14? Yeah, it's no more than what it usually is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 each direction from the city, right?
Yep.
Breakthroughs in irrigation further enhance our food production, while sailing unlocks our ability to traverse the nearby waters. It is now possible to journey further and expand our empire.
Oh yeah.
With a deft hand, our scout travels along a navigable
So
river.
great.
Oh my god.
Their tenacity is rewarded.
Brandon, we got what we
with the
asked for.
discovery of a
That's all I
breathtaking
needed.
series
Oh, I'm
of
done watching.
waterfalls.
Everything I asked for is here. So
This is
Time to
a
pre-order.
natural wonder.
Excuse
I'm
me,
getting,
after this
Gabs and I are
one.
getting the Founders
Imagination
Edition.
of our people.
Try.
And brave settlers begin the long trek
$130
to claim new land
later.
for the Egyptian Empire.
Yeah, you know. It's not like
A
this
new
comes around
town
every year.
is
It's not
established
COD.
near
Yeah.
the majestic falls.
This is an
A
investment.
town starts from humble beginnings and is initially used to gather nearby resources. Perhaps in the future, this town will grow large enough to specialize and gain its own identity as a city.
Can we pause that again?
Yep.
Our expansion
Did you guys catch that?
Being able to gain its own identity of a city.
So it's
Yeah,
basically
so-
like an extension of the city that it comes from.
So when you send out settlers and you settle a new city, it's not a city now, it's a town, and the towns don't produce anything except for gold, and that you have to grow your towns into cities.
I like that.
So you don't get production right away from them.
So it's kind of like what was the game? Crusader Kings 3, where like you own this whole big island or big civ, right? But it's basically, you know, they're all specialized in their own way and they have their own leader, quote unquote, without the leader part. So it's they basically give you their gold to be a town, a part of your civilization, and they're looking at you for protection, basically.
Yeah, so you can settle new towns, but then you have to grow the towns into your cities. You don't just get to settle cities anymore.
I like that.
And I haven't, obviously there's a lot left. It's February when this is coming out, so but you know, it's like can a town just be stuck as a town? Like, is there things that can hold it back? Like, that'll be an interesting bit of gameplay right there. Is just, you know, now you can't just be like, oh, I got a city and the only thing that sucks about it is it takes forever to produce stuff. Now it's like, nope, I got a town and it blows dog and it's never gonna be a city. It's just a liability.
I like that though, because that could put, you know, for us, it could put the CPU at a disadvantage if they decide to settle a town right next to one of us, because it's not going to produce anything.
Yeah, from what I read, you can still buy stuff there with gold. Like, if you wanted to, like, buy an army unit, you can do that there, but it won't make anything.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like I said, it would it puts, you know, it's an even playing field, because we've all come across it when we played, right? Or we're playing, and then say Germany decides that they want to put a city right next to yours, and they're like outproducing you as a new city, and they just take your shit. Now it seems like that's not going to be a thing, because they have to build up the town to a city.
And I'll bet you they're a lot weaker too, like a lot easier to conquer. So yeah, it's gonna put a premium on picking your places, in case you can't just get this big armored city right off the bat. Like, all right, you're screwed now. You have to work really hard to move me out of there now.
I bet it's going to be easier to convince them to like conform to your religion or your way of life, because they're not a city; they're just townspeople that are living together.
Yeah, you're just. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gabs.
Oh, do they mention a loyalty system in here at all, like they had in Civ 6?
I didn't hear anything about that, though. What I did hear on the diplomacy part is diplomacy is going to be a bit more of a thing. You're going to earn influence, and you're going to have to spend the influence. And you're going to be able to. This isn't in the video, from what I remember anyway. But like, you can screw with other people, other civilizations in the game, and they have to spend influence to stop you from doing it.
Ooh. Okay.
So there's gonna be this whole diplomatic interplay sub game kind of thing going on between you and other, you know, you spending influence to try and mess with somebody else, or spending your influence to try and stop whatever they're doing from you.
So again, I'm going to compare it to Crusader Kings. It's like, because this is funny to me spending my influence in Crusader Kings to knock up Gabs' wife and have my child.
Yeah.
And then her being too flabbergasted to change the name, and it was Malachite Jr. But we don't need to talk about that. That's Crusader Kings 3.
Hey, I knocked up Logan's daughter. All over Logan's daughter.
Wait, was it Logan's or was it Brandon's?
No, it was Logan.
Certainly was.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways, let's...
Yeah, I was Logan's baby daddy.
Let's get back to... Oh my god.
Does not go unnoticed. A foreign scout is spotted.
Get him out!
Is that new where they each civilization looks different? Like, I don't play zoomed in an awful lot, but like, you notice that guy there, their scout had like a Chinese
That is new.
hat on.
Well,
So it looks like they're individualizing.
they would be like,
each...
yeah, they'd be a lot of like, especially like like if they were, say Eastern or Western like type of civilizations, they would be kind of similar, but they would be slightly different.
So let me cut you off real quick because this is a spoiler. I apologize for this. Looking through like the different founders packs and stuff like that for the games, the things you get if you get like the founders pack or the deluxe edition, they're going to have different skins for different characters. So like your scouts could be dressed completely different than somebody else's scout. Your warriors
wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
Your warriors will have their own skins. It sounds like they're gonna have like maybe an in-game store, hopefully in-game currency, where you can like get these different like DLCs or cosmetic packs to really make these civs yours. To my understanding,
pre-purchasing gets you stuff.
A lot of it's cosmetic, and that's something new to Civ. So I'm kind of excited for that. Even if I have to pay.
Because then, if they haven't already said or seen anything, well, no, because they actually have named leaders, but imagine being able to create your own leader and insert them into a civilization.
Yeah, insert them.
Anyways, sorry.
Our expansion does not go unnoticed. A foreign scout is spotted, revealing the existence of a nearby independent...
Okay, so this answers my question. I wanted full armies, not like single people or, threes. So like in Civ 6, if you had a tank army, it was one singular tank, but the health was beefier.
Yeah, and it sounds like too they've kind of gotten rid of the barbarians and they're going more towards this model of independent factions.
Right.
So like kind of city-states.
City-states including kind of thrown into like the barbarian role to where they can be antagonistic.
Yeah, some of them are very antagonistic apparently. So instead of just having random barbarians.
So, like I said, being able to see each individual person in the army, this is one thing that I've been asking for since Civ Rev to come back. I understand that Civ 6, to my understanding, was kind of rushed because people wanted it so bad, which is why they kind of dumbed it down to being, for, like I said, a tank army is a singular tank with 3 stars above it. I like this. I've been requesting this for fucking 10 years.
Yeah, I am of the opinion that Civ 5 is the ultimate civilization so far. That's me though.
I never got to play it. Civ 6 had come out before I even knew more Civs were made.
Yeah, I've been playing since 3. I started in Civ 3, so...
I just know that Civ Rev was the only one I could get my hands on because it was just for console.
Gotcha.
But I like this. I've been asking for this for years, and I am excited to see how it plays.
Initial hostilities are tempered over time, as friendly relations begin to form. And peace does not dampen our ambitions.
Friendly relations.
Our people strive forth to create great wonders the world has never seen before.
We all know Ryan doesn't have friendly relations in this game.
As we continue to expand and explore the continent, we
Sound like you had friendly relations with
civilizations.
Sometimes.
They are
Other
eager
times she
to
just
engage
beats
in a
me.
bartering
Anyways,
of ideas and goods. Trade routes are established,
You're not wrong.
providing mutual access to each empire's resources.
I like this UI.
But our rapid growth does not go unnoticed. Our neighbors' ambitions rival our own, setting us on a collision course. War is no longer avoidable.
Yes.
A great army is raised, led by formidable commanders.
This looks so fucking cool.
And this is a thing too, apparently, that some of your generals will have an ability to basically pack an army and move them across there, so you don't have to spend so long walking.
Oh, that is so
And that's
cool.
going to be some kind of a skill of certain generals.
So kind of like, sorry, I like comparing, kind of like Hearts of Iron type stuff.
Kind of. It just sounds like it's almost like fast travel. Like that's a skill that your whole army doesn't have to be. I'm wondering if maybe you can like pack them onto one tile, and that the army can move, hex to hex as one instead of having to have them all spread out and moving, so you can get someplace and unpack them.
So an army of like archers, swordsmen, stuff like that.
Yeah. So you can move it. It's all in one hex that can move across the map that way, and then when it gets close, you can unpack them and spread out at that point.
Oh,
That's how I see it in my head.
Either way, this looks
that makes
good.
a lot of sense by what we've been able to see.
I mean, you could do that in 6, kind of.
Because I think that's what we saw. I think that's what we saw right here. Is in this next scene when you hit play again, you'll see it looks like a whole army together in like one tile.
Yeah, Brendan, you could do that, but it was only between 2 units. So with this, it sounds like you're going to be able to like pack multiple units into one hexagon and they move together. Because I know what you're talking about with the linking. I didn't use it very much, but
I mean, I used it quite a bit. It saved me on clicks.
Is no longer avoidable. A great army is raised, led by formidable commanders who spur our forces quickly across the land. Spears and arrows make way for iron swords and armor. The battles are fierce. We emerge victorious. But the challenges of this age have shaken our mighty Egyptian empire to its core. The world changes. We feel the pages of history turn as the age of antiquity comes to a close. A new age of human advancement approaches. The age of exploration. A new age brings forth new challenges and new opportunities. New technologies to research.
I'm going to pause it here so we can talk. This UI, I've said it 14 times already, makes my nipples hard.
It's gorgeous.
And being able to choose legacies as you go through different ages, like on what you get extra, is amazing.
Well, and from what it seems like, you can either build out customs to where you can choose each individual legacy, or it looks like there might be packs that are pre-built for you if you want to specifically focus one genre of legacy.
Because I think this is part of changing your civilization. This is what you're bringing with you, because you're at the age now. It's the age of antiquity is ending. You're moving to the age of exploration, so you're changing civilization. So this is what you're bringing forward with you.
Add legacies or select a preset to plan your civilization in this age. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
This looks so cool.
And then that's just another layer of strategy there too, of like, okay, what do I bring? Where am I going? And for me, it's like, this is a good thing too, where you can kind of swivel. If you started off with whatever civilization, you're like, oh crap, the area's not good for it, whatever's not working out. Now you can swivel and say, no, I'm going to do this now.
We were a farming civ, but there's not a lot of farming here, so we need to swivel over to something different, like mining or something.
Yeah, whatever you like. Or I'm getting my ass beat in military, so I'm going to switch to, you know, trying to do cultural or scientific or something like that.
I do want to see if they've reworked the culture victories at all. Like, what building your Civ's culture is going to look like. Because I always thought that was made overly complicated.
Yes.
Clunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's unclear too. That's the other problem. Like everybody understands, okay, military victory, I beat everybody easy. You know, science victory, I get, you know, I launch spaceship to the next star. Okay, easy. I understand what my victory condition is. If you looked at someone and said, "How do you win a cultural victory?" It's like I gotta have so many tourists in my thing and stuff.
Same with religion too. Like, I mean, I know it's.
Religion's pretty easy though. You just had to convert all the civs. Now converting them is harder than going in and destroying the civilization, but it's a clear cut direction. You know what you have to do, and it's decently easy to get the troops.
I mean, I hope they got rid of diplomatic victories or they reworked them because that was the easiest. You just do really well at the fucking world meetings and you get 2 diplomatic points every time you win.
I don't know if there's gonna be based on what the diplomatic points are gonna be used for though. Does it even sound like a diplomatic victory is possible?
I mean, we don't know.
I mean, it kind of sounds like they might be doing away with that type of victory.
Or they've massively reworked diplomacy. So yeah, and what I've read too is that they want to make diplomacy more impactful. Like between civilizations, like right now you can base, you know, in Civ 6 I can go and tell all the other civilizations to go fuck themselves, and it doesn't really matter.
Right.
You know, and you can even try and be nice, and it doesn't really matter. Like your diplomacy, especially to the computer, doesn't really have much effect. It sounds like they're really trying to rework that in this one.
I'm wondering if, you know, denying somebody a trade is going to be more impactful than what it is in the other games.
I don't know.
Well, and it sounds like too.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Gabs.
Oh, I don't think it necessarily should. I think the denial of I think what they requested was outrageous, and then they got mad so easily over like 1 or 2 trades being denied.
Well, I mean, if they rework the trade system where they don't ask for, like, fucking oil for 2 gold a turn, right? Like...
Yeah.
What if something small is more impactful?
And it sounds like, too, there's a lot of ways to screw with the other civilizations, like, short of war. You know, so maybe instead of when you deny their trade, it's not, they're just angry at you and they're going to try and conquer you now. It's, they can screw with you diplomatically a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, espionage is going to become a bigger part of this game.
Brandon's hoping, because that's, like, his big thing.
Send in my spies, they doing work. We getting paid.
You getting paid, what you mean?
Yeah, I like the idea of having that. I like the idea of having that sub game going on and have it mean something, have it impact what the direction. Like right now, I just ignore diplomacy because it really doesn't matter.
Not me and my Civ telling everyone else that Coupe poops his pants.
I mean, it sounds like in this game you're not going to be able to ignore diplomacy for very long.
Hopefully.
I was about to say, yeah, the diplomacy currently in 6, the only way that it's even remotely helpful is when you have a declared friendship with somebody. Because they can be friendly with you all day, and then all of a sudden they just want something from you, and now they're pissed off and or surprise attack you.
Whereas if you're friends with them, you can't attack them, and they can't attack you or any of your allies.
Yeah, I'm with Gabs on all that. I hope they make the diplomacy a bit more subtle.
Yeah. I hope it means something. Because like you said, it doesn't mean anything.
You know, because that's the thing. Anything that you do in the game that doesn't truly affect the game, you don't really care about. It's like, oh, it's like religion, you know, like, oh yeah, I gotta choose my religion now. I'm not worried about religious victory, so I don't care, and you just ignore it essentially.
Right.
In Civ 6, and the same thing with the diplomacy. Oh, I'm not trying to, you know, make friends or anything like that, so I just ignore it. And I think you need to make people ignoring stuff like that detrimental to them, so they can't ignore it.
Adds to the challenge.
Yeah.
New resources to acquire. New lands to explore.
All those ships look so good.
Black Pearl.
Yeah, the naval warfare
If
looks
we are
great
to
in
take
this.
on the challenges of this new age, we must adapt and select a new.
Oh, you guys see this? I know you can't see it because of the bar, but like it gives you options here. Here and then down at the bottom.
Is this for a religion? I can't really see what.
No, this is for your new Civ.
New culture.
Oh, there you go.
Right, because then it also like it looks like you can continue to play as a different Civ that is like adjacent.
Connected.
Yeah, but they have said that you will not change leaders. Your leader will stay the same.
That makes sense.
So it looks like you're changing the culture of your Civ then.
Yeah.
As Gab said. And you get different, unique units and buildings and stuff as you choose. So, like, it looks like you have a bunch you can choose from, depending on the Civ you get. Because
And apparently, those buffs change as the ages do, too. Because they said that's one of the things they didn't like about previous civilizations was some early, some civilizations that were optimized for early game sucked in the late game because all their stuff was early game stuff and vice versa. So it sounds like they're going to be updating those things as you move through the ages.
Love that.
Civilization to represent our empire. One that is better equipped to take on the challenges of the exploration age. This new civilization builds on top of its past legacy. And our actions in this age will inevitably influence a future.
Because I didn't get the chance to say it whenever we found out about the river thing. First thing I'm doing in one of our games is I'm taking a goddamn warship up the fucking river and I'm blowing somebody up. That's what I'm doing. That's
my thing with rivers is like throughout history, rivers are like a big deal. They're still a big deal today. Rivers are very, very important to human civilization, and it's time for them to shine in civilization.
Agreed.
I feel like this is something they could have done in the last game. Like, when you go to build a map...
I'm really curious can we do trade and movement bonuses across the rivers and things like that? Because that was the big thing with them in history is you can move a lot of stuff to up and down a river real easy, and you can go fast on a river faster than you can like on a horse alongside the river.
Improving relations.
So hopefully there is bonuses
Am I going to be
to
able to cross
that.
the Delaware?
Give me just a second. I
One
gotta
that is
get to a
better
part and I'm
equipped
gonna
to
pause
take
it.
on the challenges of the exploration age. This new
Okay, so look how big these are, right? Are we gonna be able to build like bridges and shit?
Probably won't need to.
Yeah, look further up the river.
Yeah, so there's one. It looks like in the city tile. It looks like there's a bridge.
Yeah.
Is
A
that
bridge and or just
there-
like the outside of like a water mill there.
or an aqueduct? That was a big part of Civ 6. Maybe dams.
I'm wondering if we're gonna be able to build like bridges to help get units across faster.
Remember when we used to be able to build roads? I liked building roads.
Yes.
Yeah.
They took that out and decided that a military engineer would build train tracks instead.
Hell yeah.
But,
I said he's gonna have a bullet train in like 200 BC.
He's gonna be Tokyo, but fucking 40,000 years ago.
Post-bomb, no war.
But look at that render distance on that too.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. I wonder what kind of graphics card they're using to showcase this.
And then looking at this,
or what if it's console? Could be a PS5, for all we know.
Crossplay.
For the first time in Civilization history.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Even the COD gameplay has all been PlayStation 5.
And then, but by this, I hope they actually do have like a more dynamic camera system to be able to look over things like this.
And like have them think of content creators, you know, that are making like a whole story off of a Civ game. What if you're able to showcase the way they are showcasing, like how it, like for Eagles benchmarks, how it goes through and it shows different things of like siege, people standing stationary or guns being fired, stuff like that. That would be amazing for content creators.
It sounds like they do have a UI toggle, but we'll see.
And just think
I just want it smooth.
Yes.
You know, I want to be able to zoom in and zoom out smoothly and not make it awkward.
I don't want my game to crash because I have too many units, or my friends have too many units on screen.
Just imagine too, this is early gameplay look. Imagine what this is going to look like when the game is done. How beautiful and how crisp.
Agreed. You can tell they've done some refining to do, but...
Especially on PC.
The refinement process is going to make this look immaculate. Like Jesus. Just imagine if you have the right graphics card to go Ultra HD graphics.
4K.
Builds on top of its past legacy, and our actions in this age will inevitably influence a future yet to come. As we evolve, so too do our neighbors. The stage is set. A new age begins. Will you follow a path set by history, or will you pivot and forge something anew? What kind of empire will you make? What strategies will you pursue? The future is yours to create.
Yeah.
In Sid Meier's empire will you make? What strategy?
It's a city-state.
Is it?
Yeah.
I do like how city-states have leaders now.
Yeah, I can't see up at the top. It's till whatever that word is up at the top left.
Togo?
The Mystic people?
Mixtec.
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 M-I-S-T-A-C.
Nope. M-I-X.
No, I don't think so.
That's an X, honey.
I can't see it. What the fuck do you want?
M-I-X-T-E-C.
Mixtec.
Got it. Okay.
Looks like it could possibly be based off of like a Native American tribe.
And this silver looks like the diplomacy currency. So you're using that diplomacy to
befriend them.
Which means you can't just... Oh, and that would replace the fucking votes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the whatever the delegates or whatever they're called.
Yes, delegations.
Envoys.
Oh, there we go.
They made them more realistic. They're not just gonna do your bidding because you're their Caesarian.
I mean,
well, you might be able to get to that point where
you actually have to like work towards an actual relationship with the city instead of being like, hey, you know what? I sent you stuff. Do things for me.
Got all my envoys. You're mine now.
What were you saying, Gabs?
Oh, I don't even know. I guess I just like that we're able to raid them without full-blown war and getting that type of strike on our record.
What strategies will you pursue? The future is yours to create. In Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Oh, there.
The journey of Hatshepsut, brought to life by our wonderful new narrator, Gwendolyn Christie, is just one potential path you can take in Civilization 7. This is made possible by our biggest new feature, Ages. Ages are inspired by a transformational idea for Civ, that history is built in layers. This idea is a way of understanding how civilizations have grown, changed, and evolved over time.
Think of the first civilizations of the world as creating an initial foundation. As a civilization grows, new layers are added to that foundation in the form of things like technologies, schools of thought, and cultural norms.
Good thing Logan's not
At
here. You
some
tell us what
point,
type of plane those are.
Civilizations faced with a crisis
can
that
tell you
defines
if you
their
want me
time
to.
must
don't.
evolve. When that happens, these past
You know what?
layers
No.
don't disappear.
No. Go ahead. What were they?
That'd be 17s.
Were they...
U.S. airplanes during World War II.
Okay. I'm
Bombers,
assuming
heavy
they,
bombers.
Yeah, I was going to say they were probably bombers, right? Because the B.
Yeah, we were real complicated with our, F for fighter, B for bomber,
This is
Oh,
actually a
part of
good
this-
pausing point. Sorry,
That
go
was
ahead, Brent.
F for fast and B for boom.
There you go.
Oh, this is a reworked government system.
Yes, it is. So it looks like as you go, obviously, you're going to unlock more for...
Crisis.
Yes.
What is a crisis?
A good question. I don't know if they're going to explain that.
It's kind of right here. Happiness in infected settlements with a commander stationed gets +5 happiness, but -5 happiness in settlements
With no altar.
Yeah.
Maybe you have some kind of
Plague, disease.
plague or something, and this is
Oh my.
how you're.
So crisis. So it almost sounds like they're adding like sickness into like also like their weather thing. So like a crisis could be like an inclement weather thing happening, and or like a disease or sickness that just
Or
seems
both.
to be kind of spreading through. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could be like an intertwined thing, and it's just underneath like crises. That could
Motherfucker,
happen.
you just got hit with a goddamn hurricane, and then all of a sudden now you have pneumonia. Like,
And mosquitoes. Fucking mosquitoes, bro.
Oh god, malaria outbreak.
Malaria.
Like pestilence, that'd be kind of cool.
Ancient Orange.
I'm
Ancient
releasing
orange.
the plague rats.
I
Plague
wonder if
rats,
these are gonna
yes.
be
Yes,
temporary
please.
and you get to
Oh, yeah.
refill these with each new crisis.
Yeah, the age begins, the crisis intensifies, and the crisis culminates. So it looks like when a
Interesting.
crisis happens to you, it kind of like it can ramp up into something else.
Well, I'm wondering if each crisis has its. So it looks like each crisis has its own bar, right? And so when that crisis is over, this clears, and then for the new crisis, you have to come in and redo the policies for that one.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
I'm just happy they're adding cults.
Keeping you more involved in this, because it felt like government policies were just so broad.
Oh, you have a population over 15 in this city? Well, here's all your buffs.
And this happiness seems like it's equivalent to the loyalty system.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep your citizens happy, or they're going to revolt and or not want to do.
Yeah,
what you're
that was
asking them
Civ
to.
5. Civ 5 was a bunch of happiness. It was all about the happiness.
Looks like they enjoyed that system.
A lot of people say that Civ 5 is the best Civ ever made.
That's
think
what I
it's
say.
good to buy it just to see what it's
I
like.
thought Eagle was just one people.
I'm just one people.
Apparently,
I speak money, though.
apparently Civ 5 is much, much more populated than Civ 6 is right now. They still have the servers up.
Not for
Still own
long.
it.
Civ 7's coming in February.
Well, it's a possibility, especially if they. It looks like they kind of went back to a system that a lot of people enjoyed and kind of expanded upon it.
I'm assuming you're looking up the numbers there, Eagle.
No, I was thought I had Civilization 5 on here, but it must be on Epic.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, we're on him. Yeah, go ahead.
Here. Instead, they now serve as a new foundation for the new civilization. As the cycle repeats, connecting the past, present, and future together.
Instead of playing as one single civilization across every age, you'll evolve your empire into a new civilization for each new age. One that is suited to take on the historical challenges of that time.
Every age is designed to be like a historical
Hi, Andrew.
sandbox, as a way to really immerse yourself in that time. Almost everything
Wish I could look
inside
that
an
good, Paul.
age is exclusive to that age. That includes things like which technologies and civics you can research, what resources are available to be gained, which independent powers surround you, to even things like gameplay systems.
What?
Oh, certain things being age locked as far as resources.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So you don't have people with intense production and science early on getting oil in like 400 BC.
Hey, you be quiet, man.
Shut the fuck up. You're the problem.
That was my bread and butter. Just fucking pump the
You're
science.
You're the reason
pump out
Civ
the
6
shit.
died. All by
No.
yourself.
It sounds like
No.
the city-states around you are evolving in the same way too, which is nice. It's nice that they're keeping it consistent.
So having them like age locked, you don't have, these people skyrocketing through the science tree, but they're still progressing faster than other people.
Right. And the city-states also progressing with you is good, because if you were to, levy a city-state in Civ 6, a lot of the times they're like 2 or 3 ages behind where you are.
Right.
Like, I'm going in with tanks, and they're like, here's my spearmen. And it's like, well, what the fuck is that gonna do?
Your pike and shot is not doing anything.
This is a tank.
I mean, military.
That has a machine gun that you are running towards.
You said militaristic, you were always behind?
Yeah, I was always behind, so they always had like 2 generations greater weapons than I had. So if there was ever conflict that arose, or they somehow got looped into a war that you guys had started and they were right next to me, I was getting fucked up by the city-state.
I mean, like I said, at least the city-states won't be 2 or 3 ages behind where, you like I said, you have like fucking bombers and tanks and they're coming in with fucking the Demon Slayer Corps, like.
I guess we don't technically know.
They're out here
sounds
throwing
like
fucking.
these types of things will evolve automatically, right? So would that mean that your spearmen would evolve when you change ages?
I would assume so.
I mean, you got people out here with bombs and they're throwing up Naruto fucking hand signs.
Yeah. Fucking throwing kunai at somebody, like. I think with the age locked thing too, I mean, it would have to, right? Like your military would have to evolve with the age, especially if it's considered age lock. Because then you couldn't bring it.
Or I can see them doing it like maybe a little bit better than what Civ 6 did, where you can spend some resources to kind of bring them up into the current age.
Well, another thing, this just popped in my head. Why did we have to wait so long for coal?
No, that's actually a good point.
Know what to do with it.
Like, coal's something that we should be able to find extremely early on. Maybe not for power, but...
The only thing it was used for was for power, though.
Mm-hmm.
So to find it any earlier would have been pointless. It didn't really have any value, so trading it wouldn't make sense. I mean, we could use it for fires, but, I mean, the idea of fire was not a very big concept.
Well,
I mean, we got torches.
Who's tying a piece of coal to the end of their torch, dog?
Me.
Please, Mary.
I'm people.
No.
It's me.
And civilizations, all unique to that age.
Having unique
What's up,
civs
Carl?
for each age is something we're really excited about. In the
Oh,
past,
really excited.
every civ needed to be balanced across a game that spans all of history.
Anybody else notice that they didn't show fucking Civ 6 in that? Hang on. Look at this shit.
Yeah, they did. No, they didn't?
Mm-mm.
Having unique civs
Wow.
for each age is something we're really excited about. In the past,
2, 3,
every
4,
civ
5.
needed to be balanced across a game that
6.
spans all
And
of
then,
history.
they're showing 6 right here.
This
Oh.
naturally resulted in things like late era civs being strong in the late game,
Yeah,
but
why don't they
weak
get a
early
name?
on. Now
It's the bastard
we can balance
child of this
around
fucking
the age itself.
game.
I
This
forgot
means we
about
can give
this.
every
They also
civ
just figure that
bonuses.
people will know, since that was the last game that was.
What did you
And
forget
to
about?
be fair, Civ
I know
6,
this.
I did look it up. Civ 6 peaked out at 162,000 players almost 8 years ago now. And Civ 5 peaked out at 91,000 11 years ago.
Fair.
People were
Civ
just
6 was
excited.
the more popular one.
People were I firmly believe that people were excited to play the game, and because I see it everywhere that people are disappointed in it.
But you know what? Civ 6 right now is holding 55,000 concurrent players. And it's a, what, 8-year-old game?
What's Civ 5 holding?
18,000.
Jesus. Okay.
But think about it. That's a 18,000 and it's a 12-year-old game.
Yeah.
I'd say that about 50-some thousand for. What is this one? Like fucking 7 or 8-year-old game?
Yeah.
I mean, they got nothing on Rainbow Six Siege, but we don't need to talk about that.
I don't think that game will ever die.
It won't. They
Siege
said
Electric Boogaloo.
They said before the end of its lifespan they wanted 100 operators, 50 on each side.
They're close.
We need a
about-
healing op for attack, and not Finka.
Okay, shut up. Keep on the sit.
Units and buildings that are always relevant and powerful.
The buildings look amazing.
Having exclusive civs per
Okay,
age
wait a
is
minute.
also great.
The fuck's the point of this train?
Civ bonuses, units,
Yeah, you saw that.
and buildings
I was noticing
that
that
are
too.
always relevant and
Where the fuck's it going?
It's a
It's
star.
gonna turn around here in a minute. Go back the other way.
You don't always
at
have
the
money
station.
to build out the tracks. You gotta start somewhere.
I like how there's a train crossing thing for a literal 2-bar of track. Hey, let me get my horse and buggy over the 2 fucking train cars here.
A train crossing for 2 bars of track and no road, just a sidewalk.
Yep. It looks like there's a tunnel there, actually. If you look, the little green... Oh, no, that's a fucking building! What?
What?
Where? Oh my gosh, this is funny. Sorry, I'm just picking now. Is that a tunnel? That's a building, is it not?
Yeah, I
like
think
it.
so.
Okay.
Or maybe a
This,
mine.
look there. I am a bit concerned how busy it looks sometimes. Like, there's a lot there, and a lot of it looks
I mean,
a
this
little
is
random.
downtown LA.
LA.
This is
Yeah, well,
pretty
we'll see.
late stage game, though. I mean, the cities always get pretty busy.
Well, and that's one of the things they were saying is because they're building on top of them, you're gonna get a mix of old and new.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you look at the building there, the glass top building. There's a train sticking out of it. Where the fuck the tracks at?
How do you turn that train around?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Unless
me being
this
nitpicky.
train, unless they're doing it realistic and this comes and connects to it. Because it looks like they're on the same track.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. I'm like I said, I'm being picky right now.
And if it didn't, right? Where the fuck is that train gonna go? There's a building here.
Through it.
Yeah, I mean, you can back up onto the tracks. I don't know. Well,
the train the size of a building is going to go through the building.
Yeah, we'll see how it all looks in the end.
Powerful. Having exclusive civs per age is also great for historical immersion.
I just can't believe Tori works.
Every age feels like an epic showdown of some of the great powers of that time.
Alter ego Carl.
We'll have 3 ages for you to play. The Antiquity Age, when agricultural societies begin to cluster into urban centers, forming the foundations of the first civilizations. The Exploration Age, when the desire for precious commodities from distant lands spurs empires to stretch across great oceans. And the Modern Age, a period of incredible technological growth and global conflict, where mankind goes from the development of the steam engine to the splitting of the atom.
That is a nuke?
Every age can be played on its own, or woven together.
Gandhi's in this one, apparently.
Yeah, no. Gandhi was in this fucking playthrough, huh?
To the splitting.
That was Gandhi. He fucking nuked him.
Every age can be played
and
on
he
its
was
own,
set to the easiest difficulty, which means it went in reverse.
Campaign.
Actually, did you know that was a thing in Civ Rev? If you put Gandhi on the easiest difficulty, something in the game fucked up, and it made him the hardest Civ to go against.
Hopping a bit is very different.
We say that's fucked up. They're just teaching you not to put Gandhi on easy.
In past games, civs and leaders were always tied together and came as a package deal of agendas, abilities, units, and more. With civs being exclusive to ages, we're excited to introduce a new innovation for leaders. For the first time in franchise history, leaders are now selected independently from civilizations. You can now mix and match unique parts of different civs and leaders, unlocking all new strategic combinations, staying true to Civ's spirit of experimentation. For players who want to stick to more historical pairings, a useful indicator will appear on the Civ selection screen.
We're also taking the opportunity to expand who we consider to be a leader in Civilization 7. We'll continue to have traditional heads of state, such as Hatshepsut, but we're also excited to have new leaders in areas such as philosophy, religion, science, and more.
Having leaders stay the same across ages helps bring a sense of who you're playing against in Civilization 7. It also gives you the opportunity to keep the theme of evolution going. As your empire evolves from one age to the next, it's important that your leader grows as well.
I like this.
Oh, leader attribute trees?
I like this. Yeah. So here's all. It looks like this is all your victories, I would assume.
No, at the very least,
I think there's
like
just
general attributes for the leader that they could help excel in different things. Like if you want to be.
I'm not saying some of those aren't, but
right.
I don't know if expansionist is like expansionist and militaristic are basically the same thing for victory anyway.
Right.
I mean, it'd be cool if there was like an economic victory.
I'd win that one.
You were Walmart. You win.
Yeah.
Economic would
like what they had in fucking Civ Rev. Fucking, he just hoarded and collected a whole shit ton of fucking money. You can make the world the world bank, and you'd win an economic victory.
That's fun. Anyway,
granted, you had to go through a whole bunch of shit and then wait until you made the world bank. But fucking
sorry, I made the world bank. You all are getting loans from me. I own you.
I own your country.
I now own the world.
I'm a kind god.
All leaders now have attributes that can further specialize your skills. These attributes can be gained in a variety of ways, from completing narrative events to rewards for researching certain technologies and
narrative
civics.
Events.
So here's the tech tree.
No, I think Tori was on something there. I missed that. Narrative events. They're going to have mini stories inside of.
Where you can actually make choices that affect some of the things of your city and your civ.
I like it.
I wonder if it's going to be like, city state wants you to do something. Are they thinking, is it that simple, or are they going to get a bit deeper in it? I'm curious.
Am I going to get to knock up Gabs' wife again? Like
one of them that came up said about talking about statues, and it was either to build new statues or to rebrand the old ones.
Go back to the tree.
And kind of helps different parts of their culture.
These attributes can be gained in a variety of ways, from completing narrative events to rewards for
the mastery. I think that's cool. Shipbuilding and then a mastery shipbuilding.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't notice that. I like that.
There you go. Yeah, you can get something, and then if you feel like you need more, you can become better at it.
That's cool. You can become a master at architecture, metal casting, shipbuilding, education.
Well, where's the American mastery? There's nothing under gunpowder.
And that's urban planning.
Metal casting has mastery. Gunpowder wouldn't.
That's further down the tree.
I thought you were going somewhere different with that, Tori. If you know, you know.
Well, yeah. Urban planning, that's where the schools go.
No,
anyways.
That's not what I was talking about.
Researching certain technologies and civics.
What's up?
Herb.
All the sciences?
Yeah, it seems very condensed.
There's probably more. There has to be more.
But it's a big jump, right? I mean, I know, like you said, there almost has to be more, but I don't know.
What if that's just one tech tree?
Overall, leaders are getting a huge upgrade. They're more powerful, more varied, and more strategically interesting than ever. We cannot wait for you to discover your new favorite leader in Civilization 7. When one age ends and you begin an age transition, it is an incredibly exciting moment. You'll select a new civilization to represent your empire in the new age. You'll choose parts of your past civ to carry forward into the new one. And the game map literally expands, filled with new independent powers to befriend, new resources to acquire, and new discoveries to be made.
They're shipwrecks?
During an age transition, there are a few factors that determine
Well,
which
yeah,
civ
when
you can evolve into.
they were showing the Egypt playthrough after the war, it was showing all those ships burning on the riverbanks and things like that. So I wonder if some of the leftovers of war are persistent for a while.
Right, like Civ 6 kind of had that. You needed an archaeological thing, and then you needed somebody to be able to go out there and uproot the artifacts.
You also needed the climate to change, so that way you could see them.
Some of them, yeah. Because then there was also basically ruin areas that you can take archaeological people to go to that popped up later. That you would be able to find artifacts of people that lived in that land. Like one time I went through and they literally found artifacts from my civ when I battled one of the other people that were next to me. And or there was another one that after I took over a city-state to be a part of my shit, I found artifacts that belonged to them, but since I owned them, I was able to keep them and have extra cultural bonuses from that. But
any historical connections between your previous...
Looks a little bit more in depth now.
Yes, it does.
...and future civ, your choice of leader, and even certain gameplay decisions that you made in the past age. Every civ plays differently. Across your game, you might want to stay as true to history as possible, only selecting civs that have historical ties to each other. Or you might switch to civs that fit your strategic needs.
There are so many possible paths to explore, so many different choices you can make. The potential for strategy in Civilization 7 is nearly endless.
Something we hear often from players is about how when you play a game of Civ, you forget the world around you. Video games, more than any other medium, have this ability to completely immerse you in another universe. Whether it's through art, music, cinematic moments, or language, our goal is to bring your Civ world to life.
Getting the look and feel for Civilization 7 right
is
critical. So it's important to make sure we are capturing that through our art style. I spent a lot of time as a kid in museums, especially in the diorama sections. And being able to walk by and see these little miniatures that aren't moving, but there's a story told in them, was something that I always found intriguing. Technology changes every time we put one of these games out, and each time we put one out, we can do more. And we're at a spot in the industry now where we've just got a lot of tools and a lot of power under our belts to represent the entire world of Civilization. We're hoping that the players can look into this game, see the diametric detail on this, and tell their own stories that they've never told before. Everything is going to fit together in such a different way than it has in the past from Civilization, and I think it's going to give you a much more realistic version of the simulation that you're trying to create. We took a lot what we learned in the Civ 6 and learned from that, trying to open up some more spaces and everything. And we adjusted the tone from 6 a bit, and I think it's what our fans are looking for, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for them. It's something that nobody else is doing, and nobody but Firaxis can do.
I think players will love how combat looks. We greatly expanded the variety of units in Civ 7. Units now constantly engage one another. You'll see and hear the clashing of swords and steel. Units have a higher level of fidelity than ever before. Everything from the little parts and pieces and details on the armor set to the entire representation of a whole army on a battlefield. I feel like this is going to become your Civ. Like this is the one. It has the look.
Firaxis takes its representation of different cultures in Civ 7 very seriously. Language is a critical part of Civilization. It's how people tell their story.
An asshole.
This is important because we are trying to teach through this game, and it's important to our
Gandhi is back at it again.
Well, no, just
see their cultures represented correctly.
Cultures are important. It's how people tell
In
their
many
story.
cases, some
well,
players
no shit,
have never
lady.
seen their cultures represented anywhere else.
Chicken.
It brings great pride and joy to be able to see themselves included in the history of the world.
Music also plays an important role in bringing out the spirit and essence of each civilization. Every Civ has its own theme, and we're excited to share that Chris Tin, who composed the Grammy Award-winning theme Baba Yetu for Civilization 4 and the main theme for Civilization 6, is returning for Civilization 7, and we cannot wait for you to hear it.
Let's go.
I love Civilization 6's
Today represents just an initial look at what's to
Same.
come in Civilization 7. We have so much more to share, from gameplay deep dives to first looks at new leaders and civilizations, to what you can expect from Civ 7 post-launch.
Sid Meier's Civilization 7 releases on February 11th, 2025, and is available to pre-order today. Players who pre-order Civilization 7 will receive the Tecumseh Shawnee Pack. And if you haven't already, be sure to create a 2K account and sign up for our Civ newsletter to receive the latest updates. Doing so will unlock the exclusive
Napoleon.
Emperor persona for Napoleon in Civilization 7. And as a special thank you, if you use that same 2K account to play Civ 6, you'll automatically unlock Napoleon's revolutionary persona in Civ 7. Check out our website at civilization.com for full details, and be sure to follow Civ for all the latest.
We hope you enjoyed this first look at Civilization 7.
The entire team at Firaxis has been working very hard to make sure we deliver a game that gives you...
Okay, I just want to... This is kind of funny to me, right? Because she's standing here. Sid Meier was standing down here. It's just like they're all in different areas of the... And they have to point the camera in a way that they can't see everybody else that's standing around.
It annoys me that, like, when it was off-center, you know, they're showing her profile, she's staring straight ahead and not looking at the camera. It's like, what? Who the hell are you talking to, lady? You ain't talking to me.
If they're filming her from over here, too, where the fuck are they? They're, like, floating out in the ether over here somewhere.
Drones, baby.
Drone or somebody just precariously on the level above, just holding down the camera like,
be fine.
He's like hanging from the ceiling like an agent. Like, guys, I feel like I'm gonna
have
fall.
To ask you to not let me go, or I'm gonna die.
Three key grips died in the making of this promo. There's a memorial at the end of it in the credits. Those who sacrificed.
In loving memory of this project.
Oh my god.
You more reasons to take just one more turn.
As we welcome Civ 7 into the Civ family, I think back to the legacy of Civilization. The 30 years of development, refinement, iteration, exploration, of the millions of players that have contributed, of the billions of hours that have been played. I'm so proud to be here for this moment, welcoming Civ 7 into the family. February 11th, 2025 isn't too far away. We're excited to be taking this journey with you.
Would have loved to see like all of their faces pop over the side.
Yeah, just them all looking down. What's up?
They're all wearing like oldest hoods. Gameplay capture from PC.
Oh, it was so good. Hang on, it was so good I have to watch it again. Sorry. The whole boat going up the river thing.
Yeah.
Come on, show it to me again. Oh, look at that. Hurricane. Hurricane looks good.
Watch out. There's a hurricane coming through. Where'd they go?
They went in their house.
Did y'all notice that small detail too? On the boat? There's multiple people.
Yeah,
instead of just one person.
Too.
Oh my goodness.
Did not care for that. Those looked a little funny to me. That looked good. The ships. Yeah, they look a little squished. Like everything else is so damn detailed, and those just. I hope that gets better.
Polish out a little bit more.
Yeah, they look like little plastic pieces
like
you
those
put on a
sailing
board.
ships look so good, and then you get to the battleship, and it's like, nope.
Looks like it was built with Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a hard game.
Build something I believe in. What if I don't believe in anything?
I don't build anything.
All right. Well, we've watched the trailer. We've had little small conversations here and there. But let's really break down what we just watched.
Rivers.
I mean, all in all, this looks like a massive, massive upgrade from what we've seen in the past, obviously. Being able to traverse rivers, that's a huge W. Like the possible sickness or the the crises, that sounds like a huge W.
Crisis system sounds great.
Let's kind of go down the line here, and I want your guys' opinions on what we think, and we will start with our guest, which is Eagle.
It sounds like they went deeper on a lot of things that I think they needed to go deeper on.
And like when people go
diplomacy.
deeper.
Yeah, I love it when they go deep. Get a little tingle just thinking about it. Or that might be the beans. So no, it you know, like the diplomacy. Like I said it while we were talking, you know, I want them to make things mean stuff. Like I think there was just too much of that in Civ 6 there was so much of it you could just ignore and it didn't matter. Like, yes, you can play this part of the game if you want, but if you don't, you're all right. Maybe that was on purpose. Maybe they were afraid people would be too put off if they had to, you know, do diplomacy. You know, but I really hope, like I said, that it looks like and it sounds like they're going to bring diplomacy and like your interactions with city states and things like that a bit more, gonna make that more impactful. And then of course the whole ages thing, that's a big deal.
Being able to progress history and not stay the same.
Yeah, you can change into different civilizations. And I like the idea too that they let you. They're going to give you suggestions on, hey, if you really want to be like historical, this is the way you go. And then, but if you don't want to be, you know, if you want to be Benjamin Franklin and in charge of, you know,
Soviet Russia,
China, let's do it. You know,
like I said, I like to compare these types of games to other games. Like that right there reminds me of a little bit of Hearts of Iron you were teaching me. You know, if you want to stay historical, you can. Otherwise, there are other options for you to play this game.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that'll help with replayability and just for fun. You know, you can do fun things with it. You know, not just sit there and do the same thing with the UI. It's like, this time I'm gonna be, you know, Egypt, but then I'm gonna be China, and I'm gonna do different stuff.
I'm gonna be Russia, but I'm gonna import democracy instead of communism.
Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting.
You know, the Steam page says that they revamped the tutorial system to make it easier for players coming in. I would have loved to have seen a bit more expanded detail on that. I know they were trying to play to their audience that has played Civilization games prior to. I think they missed a real marketing opportunity with this new and better product that they're bringing out.
Well, they did say that there were going to be more deep dives throughout the rest of the year, so that could be one of them.
I hope so. I do. I'm slightly disappointed by what I've seen of the science tree specifically so far, but I know there's room for improvement there, and who says they haven't made it? We don't know when exactly they filmed each part of this, what stage of the game they were at when they got that snippet. So.
Yeah. And I'm with you there. We do have to remember this thing's still 6 months away from being released.
Big time. Building bones is the main process here. The graphical details, those are all going to fall into place in these next couple months.
I mean, it does look like they kind of built this from the ground up. Like, I don't see a lot of reused items from past games other than maybe like building formations.
Well, that you wouldn't think they would. I mean, like we were saying before, you know, Civ 6 is 8 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time in computer game terms.
It's about 1900 years.
I mean, what PC parts had just come out, you know, 8 years ago? Like, if you look at it like that.
Something for graphics cards.
Well, let me put it this way: the machine I just built for my Aquinas Computers LLC, buy a computer from me. The i5 6500 that's in it was released about the same time.
There you go.
And now we're looking at what?
i 14th gen, so
Yeah.
i1400s. Or 14,000s, I suppose I should say. Heck, they even got rid of the I naming. Now it's just core processors.
Well, yeah.
Brandon, opinions on what we've just watched?
I'm really excited about the rivers. The only thing that I was a little bit curious on, I mean, everything seemed pretty spectacular. I know they kind of mentioned generals as far as militaristic, but great people. I'm wondering if things like writers, artists, scientists are going to be kind of incorporated to the region that you chose, or if it's something along the lines of, people just kind of pop up and walk through every once in a while, or if they're even going to have them to begin with.
So I'm going to piggyback off that too, and if they are in the game, I want to be able to steal them from other civs instead of them just going back to the city they came from. So in Civ Rev, when you had a great person, they could be stolen, and he would become a part of your civ. I want that to come back.
Right, and then you could even like barter or demand
great people
from other people. Like, hey, yeah, I'm good for us calling the ceasefire on the war, but I want that great person.
I think it brings
Albert
a little
Einstein
more
here.
It brings a little more realism to it, because like if you're in a war with somebody and they just have somebody sitting out there like builders, like in Civ 6, you could just take them, or settlers, you could just take them. Why can't I do that with your great people?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. We didn't see anything about like a lot of the units yet, so I wonder if builders are even going to be like a unit per se to actually go through and like build up things like what they did.
I mean, there was a part in the trailer from what I saw, it looked like your whole city is like the building unit.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, Brennan, continue.
I'm really just thinking, because I really only have Civ 6 as something to piggyback off of, as far as like the only thing I'm wondering about is like productivity. Obviously certain civs are going to have better productivity than others, but the area you start on, is that going to be affected? Is your population going to affect the productivity in any way? Just kind of any of that baseline research for even the science tree.
And I didn't play Civ 5, so you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I think builders were introduced in Civ 6, were they not?
Yeah, no, the Civ 6 is different with workers. Like, workers were a unit you had that would just go around and, you tell them to build something and it would take them a certain number of turns to build it. Whereas in this one, you build a worker, it gets 3 builds and that's it. So like, if I told a worker to go build a mine, it'd be like, okay, in 4 turns the mine will be done, or in 4 turns the forest will be cleared, that kind of thing. So okay. They were a persistent unit. You didn't have to keep on making workers like you do in Civ 6.
I hope they go back to that.
Same. That sounds a lot better than me having to burn my resources on building a builder.
I'm so tired of needing to get builders in the middle of war.
Yeah, and they would build roads. You could go from you just it was called Route 2. You'd click on one where your builder was at, and then you would click on a city and say Route 2, and it would sit there, and they would, you'd go to a tile, depending on how rugged the tile was, it was how long the road took to build on that tile, but they would just work their way to wherever you were going.
And I think there was something similar to that in Civ Rev. Tori, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had to physically build your roads to your cities, otherwise you didn't have any.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like super direct like that. Like you could set a path to like from this city to this city, build this road, and it costed a certain amount of gold to be able to produce that road.
So, like, if you wanted just to be on an island by yourself, you didn't have to build roads. It would make it harder for anybody to come in and try to, like, fuck with you for war and stuff like that. I kind of hope they bring that back, because if that's the case, I'm not building roads. If you want a war with me, then good luck getting to my doorstep, because it's going to take you about 18 turns to get there.
I'll build a road with you. We'll
I love having roads. Because I would just link all my Civ together, and then I would just switch units, especially once you get railroads. Boy, you could just switch your army from one side of your Civ to the other in a heartbeat. It was beautiful.
Because I know in Civ Rev as well, you had to upgrade the roads too. If they just wouldn't auto upgrade, you had to pay to get them upgraded.
Yeah, you'd have to, like, you wouldn't have to upgrade the roads, but you'd have to upgrade them to railroads.
Yeah.
When they would come, but that was what your builders were for, and then you could just automate them too. Like they had a automatic build button on them, so if you didn't have something specific you wanted, you just push it, and they just go around your empire just building whatever the computer thought they build, and they were pretty good at it. Like they would build roads, they'd build railroads, they'd do the things first that you needed in general. That was probably one of my bigger sadnesses about Civ 6 was the workers.
Tori?
So I hope and pray that's different in Civ 7.
I mean, I think they've had more years than in between the last two games to get this one, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure between...
Yeah, this is the longest time between civilizations that they've ever had.
Tori, opinions on what we just watched?
Just kind of like what everyone else was saying. I love a lot of the overhauls to things and like the quality updates, especially like for like the government and how you're exactly what your leader kind of brings to the table for your civilization. And then how that can evolve dependent on what you do with your civilization. It makes it a little bit more in depth and makes you really have to think about what you want out of some things, which is better, because then, like I kind of mentioned earlier, like especially in 6, I just choose a science-based Civ and I just fucking set shit to work and I just fucking pound it the fuck out as fast as I can.
See, I like the really small details. Like I kept pausing, having multiple people on a ship. Like it's nothing major, but like it's something that's cool. The whole being able to build trains, the different ages, that stuff is cool to me. The military being an actual military and not just a unit, that's something I've wanted back in this game for a long time. The overall atmosphere of the game, I mean, just by watching a little snippet of gameplay we did, it feels a bit different than what I've played in the past. But yeah, I'm excited to, talk about it more as more deep dives come out. Because I mean, if you guys are down, I would like to do this again. When more deep dives for either this or, Black Ops 6. I want to do this again for Black Ops 6 whenever the beta's done. All of us come together, sit down, talk about what we thought.
Borderlands 4 just announced the other day.
Yes, yesterday. With this. But I want to... I would like there to be more of these types of videos going out on, all of our channels, or, just our channel in general, whatever. Because I like picking people's brains on what they think of something that to me, we all enjoy. So, I mean, make sure you guys like and comment and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Because this is fun to me. This is a lot of fun to me.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
You guys.
Any final thoughts from anybody?
I'm good.
Can't wait for more information.
That hurt my ears.
But anyways, just like...
Well, hold on. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to everybody's channel here. Links will be in the description below. Make sure you follow everybody on Twitch. Follow us on Twitch. Again, make sure you subscribe to our channel, comment down below, like the video, hit the bell notification so you're notified when we post videos like this or any of our other content. And again, make sure you show these guys some love. They deserve it. A bunch of cool fucking people. Buy one of Eagle's computers.
Right. Aquinas Computers at outlook.com. Email me. I will send you a computer if you send me money.
The law of equivalent exchange.
Like I said,
money for product.
Be on the lookout for more videos like this whenever more of the deep dives come out for this game. I'm excited to see where they go with it and all the new stuff that they add, because I'm sure they will be showcasing that. But other than that, Tori, take it away.
Alright, and then just like any good Civ game, all your problems become extinct in the atom bomb.
You relish in all the good times.
Find that light in the darkness.
Set your snow ablaze.
And we'll see y'all again next time. Till then, you guys be well.
Peace.
Bye.
You don't wanna fuck with me. I slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that